Hello everyone, hello. How's it going? Today we have more The Great Bestie Chronicles. We're on chapter 2 of Adventures, I think it is. How's it going, guys? Hey Gwen, how's it going? Here for a little bit. Thank you so much for popping in, I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. I am. We're chilling with it. I relaxed all day yesterday. I did not. I was in no move mode. Yes. And where we are at in The Great Bestie Chronicles is spoilers. We're in chapter 2. Currently we are being accused of murder again. So how's it going? No move mode. Yeah, I know. Y'all just like no. I became furniture. That's what happened. That is. I didn't move. I didn't. I was just like, no. But yes, where we're at in this, it was good. It is. So we've done all the investigation here for like just about the most part. We're about to go to court to defend ourselves because first off, we already were doing something illegal, which I don't know how our character's gonna get out of because we were a stowaway on this ship. But our bestie here got murdered. Kazuma, I believe, was his name. Or so we think that he's murdered. We have not seen his body. And I've played the Dark Visions Anthology, Until Dawn, The Quarry. I won't believe. I keep playing. Yo, you're gonna become furniture? Let's go! Oh yeah, Gwen, how was the game yesterday? I missed your stream. But how was the game? I hope it was good. I had actually raided into one of my friends playing that before, but I did not realize that it had LGBT characters in it. It was so good. Let's go. He's a vehicle. Oh, I accuse you of being a great chatter, a great person in general. How do you plead it? I'm not guilty. Not guilty on my part though. The characters are so great. Let's go. I'm happy. Yeah, I had no idea. I'm just like, oh, this game looks cool. Stayed around for like 20-30 minutes in their stream because that's what I try to do when I raid into people. And I'm like, oh, this looks cool. That's about it. I didn't know. And now I know I need to play it. But our bestie apparently was murdered by us, even though what we were doing when we were on this as a stowaway on this ship, was shove ourselves in one of these closets. We're in a different room right now. See, thank you so much for the 8 months. I appreciate you. Thank you. How you doing? But thank you so much for being here for 8 months. Thank you. We shoved ourselves in one of the... I'm covering the closet. That one's full, but the other one was not. And just stayed there for several weeks. I don't know how. And again, we were being here illegally because our lawyer, best friend, was like, come with me to England. Or, yeah, I think England. And I was like, I don't know. Our character was like, okay, I would not. If you told me I had to sleep and also 24/7 stay in that closet, I'd be like, I don't know about that one. I don't know. I don't know. But yes. Right here we have I believe, ballet dancer on the far left, who I believe has a pet snake, and I think the snake killed Kazuma, quote unquote killed. I don't know if he's dead. That's the case we're investigating, but since we were the only one in that room, everyone thinks that we did it. Yeah. And everyone was asleep during that time. Like, well, our character was, and like everyone else around, so there was no witnesses. And apparently it's a locked room murder, but we found out when this ship tilts, the door locks. So it probably did that. I'm assuming her snake killed, killed Kazuma. But are we supposed to go somewhere? Are we supposed to talk to people? We can't talk to anyone. Bear with me. Where are we going? Where are we going? What are we doing right now? Raincoat, and they mentioned locked room murders. Yo, if you play in a detective game, you're almost always gonna like if there's a detective game involving murder, there's always gonna be that one. Dreamers, hello, hello. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate you. Lurkies, and good luck with solving murders. Thank you! Thank you, thank you! Let me get you that shout out as well. Everyone check out Dreamers. They're a new friend here. They're great, they're great. If you like, they're playing through Persona right now. Persona 5, I think right now. Go check them out. I swear I can spell. Doing great, yo, let's go, what concert? No you. I swear I can spell. I need to stare though. Thank goodness I didn't misspell shout out again. I should have a counter on the amount of times I've misspelled that word. Everyone check them out. But yes, we're here. I know, I love snakes, guys. I don't know if her snake is poisonous though. I don't think so. What it seems like is his neck got snapped. So I'm assuming he just got strangled. Oh no. But yes. Is that all of it? Yeah, so the ballet dancer here is running away. She's like #1 star in Czech's court record. Russia. She's like, I've had enough ballet, but they're like making her stay there, so she ran away and is impersonating this dude. Yeah. Hanabi, never heard of them. Should I look them up? Oh, 3 stream watch streak. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yo, thank you so much for hanging out, guys. Bring what you got. Bit by a snake. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Do you not like snakes, Dad? I love snakes, but also I would never hold a snake that is like very poisonous. I've held friend snakes. I've never had a snake myself. I've like pet snakes that actually might be poisonous. I have no idea. I'm chilling. They're so cute. You're scared of them? I mean, honestly, the poisonous ones make a lot of sense. Could I have a video? Just the I'm just like, she's shoving her snake into the suitcase though, which I just stare at. I have no. Are we going to back to our room? Oh, we're like, is this final questioning here? Okay. Also, brief schedule. Tomorrow we're playing Tales of Berseria. No stream on Saturday. We'll be back on Sunday. Not sure exactly what we're playing. I want to play some Punishing Gray Raven. I also just got 13 Sentinels, but I want to play that for Pride Month. I want to also play a few other games. If you guys have any recommendations for LGBT game characters in anything, let me know. Metal band. Ooh, yeah, I like metal. I'll look them up. I write down. I'm so sorry you had it. That dream sounds jarring. Yeah, I'd be like, no. Also next week we're part of a Pride raid train, so we'll be streaming weird-ish hours, and by weird-ish hours I mean I'll also be streaming late into the night, which is not weird, but like I'm talking till like 5 a.m. And later today we also have 100% orange juice. May or may not stream my perspective of that. We'll see where I'm at in like 3-ish hours. That's a very like chill game for me, and I don't really talk for it. Playing with the cult gang though, so Lenore, Noelle, and Riddle. All amazing people. Check them out, check them out. We'll play games like twice a month here with them. Again, amazing people. So you get for watching. What horror movies were you watching? I know you're watching horror movies, but I love horror. Yes. This game has no voice acting, so I apologize if my voice dies. Also, I'm illiterate, so we all get to be here and experience that together. Tomorrow's game is voiced. I know, that's one of the things with all of, like, been looking up, like, games with LGBT characters or LGBT themes. And a lot of them are not voiced, and I'm just like, I can't play all these at once. So you must pick and choose. But I'm excited for it. It's always Pride year. Next month is Pride month. So many visual novels indeed, which is great. But also, I'm just like, more games need to have LGBT characters. It doesn't even need to have, like, an explicit, like, robe. Just, like, have, like, LGBT characters. Just have them there. We got Dion. I think I got Dion every day, guys. Such an icon. Such an icon, guys. So next week, also briefly. Truly is. I want to play Punishing Gray Raven, but I don't know if we'll play that next week because that also has no voice acting. So I'd be reading everything out loud. And those chapters later game go for like 8 hours. Couldn't stop during them. But we tried to do like the entire chapter in one stream. So if we do that, I also want to play Trails in the Sky, more Berseria, 13 Sentinels. Is 13 Sentinels voiced at all? Are like cutscenes voiced or like nah? That would help determine if I'd be streaming what else I'd be like. Berseria, more days. Has voice acting, yes please. I was actually surprised that it was not on anything but the Switch and PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4. I think maybe also 5. Just what if they just like brought it back and they're just like, only the original PlayStation can play this? That'd be wild. Be a wild decision. Okay. I stop yapping now. You've got yourself in a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was so desperate to find Clue. This is her cabin. I'm afraid there is really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, punching the face will be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now that this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me. Who would that be? Ain't no one on— oh. Okay, I see. What the? What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes and the tiara. Naturally, I was analyzing the weight of 20,000 rubles? What it feels like to have one on their head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it's my business to know what other people do not? Is it mere tomfoolery, my boy? Oh no! Why were you hanging from the hook? Isn't it obvious? It's probably just the weight. Naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall. Ugh, I never knew whether to take him seriously or not. You again. The great detective. Why does everyone love this man? He's just there! Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. Something to report to you. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than the hook on the wall next time. What is the report? Speak. There's a report from the great detective. Give me but one thing. Yes, the case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Budia, has been solved by me, naturally. What? Really? You guys are still believing this man? What? He like throws things at the wall and sees what sticks. I have eliminated all possibilities. Still, their explanation exists. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. After my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Huh. You've solved it? Even hedgehogs understand this case. We all know who was responsible for killing a student boy this morning. We found the criminal in the wardrobe. It was a stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. Trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because everyone knows the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. Yes, it's a locked room mystery in detective stories. Yes, locked room, that is the point! The room was locked. I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have drawn across from the outside of the cabin. You're quite mistaken. Does it know what, bro? Can I be the great detective in this? Cabin next door. It's not a so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there's another entrance. Oh yeah, of course there is, bro! An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator! The ventilator? You think this is funny? I can't put my arm through it. That's because your arms are as thick as a tree. Judging the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through a tiny opening. Gotta head out, have a good stream. Thank you so much for hanging out! I appreciate you. But I hope you have a great rest of your day. Continue enjoying your game, let's go. It's not possible. But it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Sir Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Cosmo-sama wrote? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35. Speckled band is dangling from the ventilator. Precisely, my dear madam. What does that mean? What is a speckled band? Is that a particular conundrum? It's in this very cabin. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. Is he ready to, like, fist fight the snake? What to expose for all you to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! What the? He's so cute though. Look at him! Oh, you look at him! Introduce you all to the band. The speckled band. A snake? Indubitably. Yeah, it's our friend. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, the snake isn't really speckled, is it? It's more stripy, wouldn't you say? Hmm. Yes, you're right. In this case, I think you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you? See and observe with distinction, however. Do you not think, especially the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? My goodness, really? It's a trap? How exactly? It's time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. He said this has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I've drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. Oh. And number two, the same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. No. She turned white as a bowl of rice again. Someone's supposed to be right. Hit the nail on the head. Someone's friend killed Mr. Osogi? It's like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. But to advise as little movement as possible. I forgot! No! Why? Why is that the title? What? One of the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So everyone, let us begin. Alex Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Sorry, I had to check something. Miss Pavlova, the moment you claimed... moments ago you claimed the following. Death has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me. You cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. Question mark. And that is the very pain that is evidenced is your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole to the victim's cabin on the pretentious night? Why, naturally, it was the friend of which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend, the serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leads us to a quandary. Victim's written observations tell the speckled band, whereas regrettably, the specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. All explanation we can give, pray, was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night. What are you hiding back there? Don't look at me. I have nothing to do with any of this. But it does. You have to answer the quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Are you trying? Failing to conceal? Is the snake's slowed? Oh, okay, shut's again. Story, hey, how's it going? How's it going? First, let's go and hydrate. Thank you. A shout out to hello, hello. I swear I can spell. Thank goodness I didn't misspell shout out again. Everyone check them out, check them out. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this is the most deadly friend of yours. Of course, of course! She has virtual skin, no? I don't know what you're talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, then your circle friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side of as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared the young gentleman who was about to lose his life. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime. It's a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it slits its skin. Snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. The speckled snake. So we're gonna have to poke holes in this, right? Mr. Sogi died. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. I think this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data, of which I have apprised, it would appear that there are no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death only can be explained by terrible venom. Did he have any puncture wounds? No. I'll take that as a fact. I can easily imagine that there remains evidence to affirm that on the scene of the crime. Oh no? Could there be? The dimension of the deceased body will prove the cause of death. So, like, she and the dude knew about this, right? The one who has the snake around his head right now? And that's why they wrote wardrobe on the thing, to frame us. And then they knew about the stopping of the ship, locking the doors. Because of, like, the abrupt, like, kind of slight turn there. All the doors up here latched. That's the vestiges of the snakebite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There's no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? Now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place. That's right. You had evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. Well, it's just the snake, but she would also need to have the snake in there because pets aren't allowed. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. The serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't. It's telling the victim made note of the low whistling sound. This is your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to trade your serpent friend? I don't think she wanted the snake to kill him. To train? Indeed, you put the serpent through the ventilator and wait. After a period, you summon it back by a whistle. You could have known if the animal had done its duty, so you would have listened to the signs of life next door. If it appeared not to have been dispatched, you would have released the snake once more. Do you know a snake had undergone such training? It's not true. I think slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord. The creature needed only to sink its fang in once. Then it would, of course, through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band. There can be no doubt my logic is infallible. Didn't they say his neck was like snapped? I think it's more likely to say that he'd get choked out by the snake. Everyone believes this? Pavlova is trained to pet snake as a killing machine. They're on the floor. You deserve a saucer of milk. The promise of food is key to training any creature. Incredible! You've solved the mystery. Amazing! Your introduction really lives up to its name. See now why Herlock Sholmes is such a household name. My dear man. Something remarkable, as Russians say. I could have done it with one left hand. Can I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? But of course, what's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't make sense to me. Open questions as to my method, and I'll answer both loudly and proudly. Well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk. I was thinking the same thing. It's only whales that like to drink milk, you see. So I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. And no matter, I bet Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet. Milk was merely an example. A logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. So I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling. Snakes have no ears. Oh, I swear yes. Do they not have hearing holes? But madam, what the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard that snakes dance to the sounds of a flute? Perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. Okay, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept, it's practically useless. Back to work. Yo, I hope you have a good time at work. Thanks so much for popping out. I appreciate you. Have fun with you. Thank you, thank you. There's one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb a flat bell cord like that. Then I should try harder. Please don't be angry with me. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. So they went and grabbed it because they wrote on the ground, bro. What I'm trying to say, there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine this snake could have had a part in this. The dot dot dots. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, you don't mean... Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into great ones. Bro, it's not his deductions then! I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. That's what I was waiting for. Yes, right? Cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? You've done it again! I guess we're gone. Where do they go? You're not We'll see the restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now everyone, let us begin. Alex Jones is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Scholz. Well, as moments ago you claimed the following. This death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. You cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you call those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. She does have a pained expression on her face. Yes, that's true. The stress of Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. Well, you're not sure that Mr. Scholz has read her quite correctly, is that right? Is there another way to interpret her expression? Let's take a moment. Look very closely at her. Oh. Yes! Yes! When you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch marks with pain. Simple observation reveals the wound is fresh. Does she have like a cat? Where is it? Well, the snake is a lot easier to hide than a cat. Spellbova, you in fact received that scratch sometime last night. I think about the young man who died next door. I feel so sad. When I'm sad, the pain from this wound is worse. And that's the very pain that evidences your link to the victim's death. So we ask, what is the nature of the intruder who stole into the victim's cabin? Naturally, it was the friend of which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As I suspected, another telltale glance. Without a doubt. Start work on the back of her hand. Made by this friend of hers, wasn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They only have hands or feet in which claws might grow. Well then, if the snake isn't her pet, what is it? It's the true identity of the friend. Did the snake eat her friend? To follow her gaze. So we'll find the answer. Okay. Oh, I see the cat in her picture right there. Yes! Look at this framed photographic print, weren't you? Let's not be distracted by the print itself. Oh no. It's a frame of that your friend displays whatever you put inside. Oh no, I meant the cat picture. No, we got it wrong. I meant the cat in the picture, bro. Yeah, the glance was aimed at her friend. Same friend was probably responsible for the scratch on the back of her hand. So we still enough to pass through the ventilator. I'll narrow it down. Let me scout around. We don't have much we don't have much area to work with. We're correcting this though, right? That's not the snake. The only other thing in this is the semen, right? But he couldn't fit through. He's already said this very thing. I see no cat. Except for the cat right there. But you don't have claws either. Bro. There's a cat and just the cat in your teapot? That would make no sense. That is literally the only other thing in this scene, is it not? It's the teapot or the man. Did the snake eat her cat? That's the only other thing. I could click on the snake and it, like, if the snake ate her cat, it'd be horrible. But, like, it's not him.
Yes!
But that's not the deadly venom, though. It's not the deadly venom. No, get out of here. Your hope is to learn secrets of slithery ways. I'm going to die here. Is this a cat? The cat's in the picture frame. Is the cat in the teapot? Getting hit by cows from the sky is more probable than getting lightning strike. But also, isn't it more likely to get hit by lightning again after you've been struck once? I'll see how's it going. Is it going? Oh, hey, Reaper, how's it going? Is it going? Bro, I feel like it's a cat, but the picture frame's not it. Is it him? I'm going to die because of this. The snake's part of the case, that's why. Is it him? Look in this direction. Straight to the semen. His name is Seaman Stroganoff. I can't. Right. So we've seen these friends. I can't imagine who would possibly fit through that ventilator. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Don't forget that I managed to fit inside because of his trunk. Well, that's what that proves, but I think an equivocal little smile would be more effective. The only other thing you can inspect on this screen is the teapot, bro. What is the thing in the teapot? But I'm sorry. I hope they gets better. I have a feeling that was this teapot. This is the friend she's been talking about. Again, the picture frame's not allowed, guys. So it's not that. We're all different, aren't we? I mean, what's say about it if that's the way she feels? I don't think she'll say anything about it then. Me and Teapot can discuss this. Wait, that's not what I meant. Okay, bro, there's nothing else to inspect here. little meow meow, are you anywhere in here? Oh, yeah, it's we're actually in Ratatouille. I'm very confused. We have clicked on everything. Yeah, how's yo? Again, I hope everyone's having a great day. How is everyone's day going? And it's not that, bro. It's not. What are we not looking at here? I feel like I've scanned over everything. Even I don't know. This is our range, guys. We looked at the picture frame. We looked at the snake. We looked at the man. We've looked at the teapot. I don't think anything else like. And we have to wait for like a flash like that to happen. I don't think anything else is popping up. Oh, you can't investigate the chair. Can I talk about the cat directly in that picture frame? No? We're looking for something that has claws. It's just the cat. Where, bro? I'm about to go love Google a lot really quickly. Hold on. Okay. I need to I feel like we've looked at everything. Great Ace Attorney. Adventures to where is the friend? Is it the Great Departure? No. It's the next one, right? Speckled Band, yes. Second deduction. Yes, the cat! What? The cat that's saying the cat in the picture frame. What? Oh, we got it wrong.
Yes!
We're dying again. We've seen this before. Performance. We're gonna die. Can I just zoom in on the little meow meow in that picture? I need to look through. I need to look at a walkthrough directly, not just like a little summarization. Pause. The Speckled Band. The Great Ace Attorney. Walkthrough, yes. 1 second, guys. Hold 1 second, I'm scrolling. And examine the photo on the table. Present the cat. What? 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 Huh? I'm beyond confused right now. Can I have like a very specific walkthrough? This is insane. If it's the picture frame in which I first clicked on it, we've lost like 3 life points because of. Goodness. Examine the photo frame next to the teapot. Present the cat. How do I examine? Oh, dear God. Okay, there was not that button didn't pop up. Okay, well, we're here now. Look at the photograph in this frame. Must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, this little black creature that she's holding has caught my eye. I still don't see how the cat would be a speckled band. I'll take a closer look at this. Little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here. Oh, you're a cute little kitten. Goodbye with you, couldn't it? For the blackest outfit. A black kitten. And from the looks of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it.
Yes!
Goodness. Hey, Prestige, how's it going? I doubt your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Doing good, let's go. I'm glad to hear it. Oh no. The rest of this black kitten isn't clear. What is clear? It's that you brought an animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ugh. Darko's my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Dark would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leads us to a quandary. If Jim's written observations on that night in question of a speckled band, or as regrettably, Simpson's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we give then, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes? The skin, bro? Don't look at me. It's nothing to do with... This has nothing to do with any of this. But it does! You have the answer to the quandary, hidden behind your back. Yes, and what you're trying, but failing to conceal. Maybe this snake shed skin. You see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. She just left it in her pocket and no one would have ever known. Yes, the ploys like this, ploys like that are Mr. Shulman's specialties, cleverly forced her to reveal something. Thought deduction was a specialty, or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, find it hard to believe that that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Oh, this is a weird control. What is the handle? It is speckled and it is a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy. A piece of cloth or something. Handle on one end. think it may be a cat's toy. Sort of common in the West, apparently. A toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of thing. When you get away from in front of them, and they pounce on it to catch it. Sounds positively adorable. Okay.
Yes!
Yes! Yes, the thing you were trying but failing to conceal is the cat toy. Precisely in the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. And this was a toy that you dangled through the ventilator. And waved it around. I presume naturally the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? Your boy, there can only be one answer to that. Hey Emperor, how's it going? Slay. Exactly. For dinner? What are you having for dinner? Defeating this? Yo, it's just the shawms. But thank you! I hope you have a great time at dinner. After a feline friend disappeared through the ventilator and then into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pablo attempted to use the speckled cat toy to incite the creature's return. Oh. In summary, the nature of this friend, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat named Darka. Ugh. How did the cat commit murder? I think it's more likely they went in there and they get the cat back and then the snake went and murdered. You forgot providing the fodder for your pet. Alright. It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. Also, don't give cats milk. But she scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. Beloved kitten. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data, of which I reprised, it would appear there are no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible What Mr. Sholm says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Cosmo-sama's body. That's right. Mr. Sholm seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Cosmo wasn't poisoned. Well, it seems so. Let's give him some information that he's missing. But he wasn't poisoned? Postmortem report. No signs of poison. Okay. Here you go, sir.
Yes!
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by this post-mortem report. Ah yes, I knew it was one or the other. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only the Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Simon Stroganoff. Why is his name that? Is it some immortal freak, you know? The jury is out. Anyway, we've got good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we're taking that as a fact, We can only reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? An examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death. This one died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone. It's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably Darka didn't like creep up behind Cosmo and give him a fatal blow. Could you imagine that little kitten was just... The little kitten was like, I'm out to commit murder right now. I suppose. It's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. Could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck. I guess bad fall could explain it. It's hard to believe that Kazuma-sama would fall like that, though. Yeah. Wasn't clumsy. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything else from the scene that would explain what happened? Sure, hey, how's it going? How's it going? I think so, I think so. I think we're doing great here. How have you been? How have you been? He always laughs. The music in this is so good, isn't it? Is it this? Because I don't think it's... An examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death. I don't see anything here that would prove the cause of death. You want this, bro?
Yes!
Sure, Esmer. I'm about to move. Oh, it wasn't actually that bad. An examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of the death conclusively. This further mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is this positive shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed, positively identified by the little analysis device I constructed, which I now carry as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were all were my results. And edible ingredients for shoe polish. I imagine he just like licked it, like straight up. And the color of the polish is perfect to match the color of Mr. Osogi's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Osogi must have caught his foot on at that point of the floor and tripped. Please no. Please no. Oh my. Oh my goodness. And by the dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell against the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine and the victim's vertebrae shattered, in that instant he lost his life. So now how are we going to talk about how he wrote his dying message? Because that would have been instantaneous. No! Who wrote the message? I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Osogi lost his life? Facts are clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid evidence that links your... I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? I don't know, I haven't seen the body, bro. I don't trust. It can't be true, I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, the mark on the floor does suggest that's what happened. But this is part of Mr. Sholm's deduction. So Lola's trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's see if I could look around. The answer must be somewhere here. Somebody appears to have dropped 20,000 rubles. I like how also, so we're being accused of murder. We're being accused of, but like, you could take us to the court. And like, we're illegally traveling like across countries. Like, you don't have to arrest us for murder. You can get us for that. As I've been dropped, not out of sun, it's in place. I'm starting to sound like Mr. Sholmes. Stop trying to sound like the great detective. Hiding evidence, you'd say. This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all first-class cabins have them. Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh, I see your bell. Is it a broken piece of glass, or is it just a cup? It looks like a bell to me, like the two halves, but it could be just a cup. But if we take this back, so that's how much it is now. How much was that worth in, like, the 1880s? I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. It looks familiar. Perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
Yes!
Yes! I'm actually curious. I'm gonna look. So... today to the 1880s. About 7K. Okay. Oh my god, inflation's crazy. What? That's insane. What? Huh? Oh my goodness. And yet, raises are not a thing, really. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Capitalism stinks, bro. Ah. You have some fragment of some intricate glass object. You'll see there's one familiar air, in fact. You'll afford it. Yeah, people won't be able to afford anything. People already can't afford like anything. It'll be like people can't afford literally anything. It looks like the other half was in Mr. Sogi's cabin. You can see they fit together perfectly. Oh no! Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? And why would it be that the part of the glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? Ugh! We're well acquainted with the glass bell, are you not? I don't know. And that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time. Because we have conclusive evidence linking to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. I've been slicking Miss Pavlova, and the little glass bell would be... Is it the cat? Hold on, can I look at the cat? Okay, that's the, okay, I see it's the belt right there.
Yes!
Yes! Like this photograph, you can clearly see heat from Darka's collar. The very glass bell in question. Truth's caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after an inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble. Comes our feline friend, Darka. Ugh. Yeah, I can 100% say that cats will even try to, like, cats and dogs, any pets in general, will just try to kill people inadvertently, but they'll like leave they'll definitely just like leave things on the ground and you'll be like, I was not expecting that to be there, and just fall, and I actually fell in like the worst way possible. It could be really bad. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Death by tripping over a cat. Honestly, that's how I want to go too. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. Also, we had chicken over there. She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. That's how you acquire the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it. Yes? And I had read that, the rules on the wall, I knew that Darka wasn't allowed to be with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there. It must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it was safe to try to lure the kitten back again? By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator. Dark always loved this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. Tried using her favorite toy. Tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So I think it was some sound that Cosmo wrote about. Was Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... I nearly passed it out with shock. Heard it cry out, and then... such a dreadful bang. Afterwards, nothing. Totally silent. Because I was. From the appearance of the brown marks on the floor, seems that likely what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. This video was it's a large vessel, but maybe she can pitch and roll violently without warning. Mr. Sogi was already off balance as the result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet. The combination of the unfortunate factors because it easily caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards? In TV, hello, hello! Welcome on in, Raiders! How's it going? How's it going? Raid time, let's go! Hey, Acela! How's it going, guys? How's it going? How's your streamer guys doing today? Let me get you a shout out. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone's week treating them? This is your fault. No! Not what? Oh, that's your fault. I swear I can spell. Yes, everyone check them out. Check them out. Let's go. Were you guys also playing some Ace Attorney? As case made you angry. No! I didn't realize, so just now we lost like 3 lives because I didn't realize you could like inspect further something. And there was something in the picture frame. And I just kept clicking on it. I'm like, no, it's certainly that. They're like, no. And I'm like, oh, you need to examine it further. I see. It's okay. We're still alive. We haven't died here. Where are you at in this game, Acela? Or you're in the next case, right? I still do not believe that the boy is dead, because I haven't seen a dead body. Started case 3 last night. Let's go! We on Wednesdays. We're a little into the let's go. Yeah, it's a lot of reading, isn't it? It's a lot. It's a lot in here. But hello, everyone coming in. My name is Rai, or Crisis, or Chorus. All of them work. We play a lot of RPGs here. Also some horror games. Also a variety of other games, but mainly those. We're gonna play 100% Orange Juice later, which is a like Mario Party game, but like not with Mario Party mini games. It's weird, but I think there is mini games in it. We're on the second case of this. I've only played the first Ace Attorney game, like the Phoenix, right? Very first one. Space Engineers. Ooh. I've never heard of that. Should I look it up? Hold on. We're tabbed out anyway. If anyone also needs to raid and run, please do so. Take care of yourselves. Go eat, go hydrate, go rest, all of that good stuff. And take care of yourselves, engineers. Thank you so much for hanging out in our friend stream here. I need to open. Okay, I see. I typed things out. Ooh. Ooh, there's a lot going on here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Again, please take care of yourselves. I'm looking at Space Engineers. So, Acela, is it safe to say that all of the cases make you angry? That's what I'm understanding. Yeah, so far, yes. That's so funny. I'm so sorry. But isn't the cat adorable in this? I haven't seen the actual cat. My favorite thing also here is that we're trying to like, so we're personally being like accused of murder right now, but they definitely could still entirely lock us up because we are like illegally traveling across countries. Like, ain't no way. We should be arrested. That's 100%. Regardless, we're in the ending part of this. If people also do not want spoilers for this. If people want to play it, want to see it for yourself. We did the first case. Towards the end of the second case, we might start the third case today. Or is it? Yeah. This case is a lot, isn't it? Would you say the first case or this case made you more angry? So I know you You hated one woman, right, Acela? Yeah. My main thought also, I keep just thinking at how our character slept in a wardrobe, also stayed in a wardrobe like nearly 24/7 for like weeks. You're mad about this one? I don't have to be like this. He's I haven't seen a body. I've played enough games of mystery origin, I guess. I don't trust. I don't trust that he's dead. So I'm just believing until I see his corpse. Aside on not just the picture of it, I need to see his actual corpse, and then I'll be like, okay, I believe. They have not let us see that. So Sham, I wonder. I hope, because he was great. He is great. Saw earlier. Yeah, I didn't really have time to inspect though. Also, I don't really trust Susato's in here. I don't really trust. I see a lot of bias here. Like when Sholmes came in here, she's like, he's the absolute best detective, and I'm after seeing like 5 minutes of him, I can tell you, no. Dark has nowhere to be seen. Yeah, she flips you, y'all. Your Sholmes thoughts exactly, yeah. Do we like this character? Do we like Sholmes? He grew on you? I don't dislike him. I feel like he's very, like, stereotypical, eccentric detective dude. Like, his character's not interesting to me. I must have forgotten to lock my case. It's cute. How do I guess I'll see. Maybe? I don't know how to I guess we'll find that after. Now she's disappeared again. Context is that I really like mystery games and series. So I've seen a lot of Sholmes is versus that cat as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself, at least. When I woke up this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. It might have been infuriating to have you hooked on just your, like, how many times are we going to be accused of murder? I feel like it's going to be all of them at this point. Yeah. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. We have the worst luck indeed. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right. Where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing aboard the ship? So, my main thoughts, my default thought was just like the snake ate the cat, which I hope is not what happened. But that was I'm like, oh no. Oh, I didn't say. The snake is my friend. His name is... Piro, yep. Indulge in the snake, if so, right. We haven't really had like a chance to see the snake entirely, but yeah, my friends have had snakes, I've held snakes. Pet, like, not friend snakes. I love snakes. What? Snakes belongs to you. Escaped from the cage when an emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. And which a snake this size wouldn't probably eat a like full-size cat, but if it was a kitten. If it was a little kitten. Guess how did snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted aboard. We're at the sea for 1 year. We're gonna be so long without close friends. Somewhat without someone who understands. Can you find someone a little more human who understands you better? Yeah, so what I thought of the snake initially because Kazuma's neck was like snapped. I'm just like, that snake could have just gone for it. But then Sholmes here was just like, it was poison. I'm like, no. A gargantuan venomous snake. Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom? Hero doesn't have any venom. He's harmless. Very long, but very gentle. He's adorable like Granny. Parrot snake? Is that a type of snake? It's venomless. I don't even see any teeth on this snake. Now he is hungry, so he's in a bad mood, but once I feed him, okay. The snake probably did not eat the kitten then. It's probably that much coil, yeah. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Oh, like they say they milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Eats mouses. Okay. Big, fat, round mouses, yes. Just don't have it. Oh, yeah, because, like, if the snake had eaten the kitten, if we're going off of that, probably wouldn't want to eat for another weekish. Gonna have that mark. He already had the mark! It's just reinforcing it. Is that what the mousetrap in the passageway is for? Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Things at the top of the food chain. Like the look in their eyes right now. Like a dog. Yeah, it certainly is right now. Just drink milk. I can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up the belt cord and it's not even venomous. Oh, the deuce did something so inept to land a starring role. It's not my fault. I did not make up stories. Apiro has nothing to do with this incident. That's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Also, again, you said it earlier, do not feed your cat milk either. Like, no. Oh. Miss Pavlova? I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then... Or what circumstances? I cannot forgive you. Feeding cats. Hold on. I go look. I go internet. Hold on. Yes. Yeah, myth. What? Presto Chango, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Hello, hello! Another myth. What are the other myths from the dairy industry? Also, some cats are not default lactose intolerant. They get lactose intolerant very quickly. That's why you're not supposed to give them milk. Why should cat? Truth behind the puppy, I'm sure. I'll bite. I'm searching fast here. Digest lactose, yeah. Is it bad? Where did the milk? Bro, these are misleading here. They're just. Oh. Where did the myth start? Please, 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 please. Oh my goodness. Banhammer, I'm back here. Sorry, I was looking at myths. Presto Changeo, got you. Hello, Presto, welcome on in. It doesn't, like, nowhere says where this started. What? From fairy tales to children's stories? I understand this. Is it just, like, not known where this origins of myth? The historical association between cats and milks likely comes from them getting fed vermin, grain, and milk because that's what people had. Weird, bro. Okay. All right. Well, we don't believe. I don't believe he's dead until I see a body. Dairy is so essential. Me not having either of those. Snake Expo, did you enjoy it? I love snakes. I think they're so cute. No matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But are we talking about Miss Miko Toba? Yeah, you enjoyed it? Snakes are neat. Play games on us. Hello, hello! Welcome on in, Raiders! What are we playing today? How's it going? How's it going? Shout out. I swear I can spell. This is Raid. Yo, Spine. How's it going? How's it going? I swear I can spell. Now let's check. You don't want to believe Asogi's dead either. Again, I need to see a corpse. This guy, he definitely got punched. He got beaten up real bad. Oh, Danganronpa time! How are you liking it? I swear I can spell. From one detective game to the next. They certainly did. That actually happened. We weren't supposed to leave. He was supposed to be guarding us from, like, leaving our room, and he let us leave the room, so the captain beat him up. He got absolutely wrecked. But how's it going, guys? Oh! I forgot that game has the Love Hotel for whatever reason. Did you enjoy your Love Hotel time with Kaito? But yes, we're playing the Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're on the second chapter of Avengers. And we're towards the end of this chapter if you guys want to avoid spoilers here for this game. Also, if anyone needs to raid and run, go eat, go hydrate, go rest, all that good stuff, please do so. Take care of yourselves. We play a lot of RPGs and also horror games here. A variety of other stuff, mainly that. Hydrate stretch, thank you! Oh my goodness. They are all random. Mm-hmm. My favorite thing in Danganronpa 3 is the rock breaking, like, mini-game. I will not exaggerating that saying that I've sat there at least 5 hours straight, and then more time outside of that to play that mini-game. I have a problem. But that's so good. It's so good. Himiko is also good. I don't think when my friend and I played that, we did any of the Love Hotel scenes. But yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. We need to play, so we've streamed the first game. I played all of them before, like, I started streaming. We've only played one on stream, and then part of 2. We can get back to 2. We also played Ultra the Spirit Girls on stream. We didn't play 2 and 3 on stream, because I do have them. So you know what you're doing, guys? It's basic. So there's like a Pokemon in older Pokemon games. There's like the mining, and it's mechanisms that are the same thing. And I'm just like, yes, I'm here for this. You want to get another left? You got this. You got this. That's boy. It's bug time, right? That's what's going on. That's that character, right? About names. Who was my favorite in that game? Oh. Oh, yes. My favorite in that game was Amami Rantaro. Thumbs up. Uh-huh. Yeah. Bugman, yeah. But Eliza's Pavlova just confessed to everything. Just series of unfortunate events. An accident. ... But why did someone make it look like a murder then? I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I can't put my finger on it. I confess. I was intending to let the Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh? I'm present for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. Oh, just it starts like blushing. Like our characters start distraction. Gotta get food now, or do you know what you're having? Thank you so much again for the raid. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy your food. So basically, this happens like 200-ish years in the before the Phoenix Wright storyline happens, and these are kind of like ancestors or like ancestors kind of the main case. This is so, but it comes out after. But yeah, so whether or not they're like fully related, it's kind of just like the same like roles going on. Yeah. I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Although she actually, Sato actually was accompanying our bestie, but he died. So she actually wasn't with us, she was with him, and now she just happened to be here. So like slightly different, but yeah. Again, how'd you do that? Especially as they're on your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You are Mr. Sholmes? So, our bestie. That's not that one. Hold on, hold on. Him. Yeah. Although I don't believe he's dead because I haven't seen a corpse myself. But, yeah. Yeah. I've only ever played the first Phoenix Wright game though, so I know nothing about any other things that would be happening. The deceased young man was a close companion of yours. No, thank you for the alert. Thank you. I appreciate you. Was he not? Yes. It's my close friend. Persona 3 reload time is so good, isn't it? I hope you enjoy. I owed him my freedom even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. You enjoyed it? Hey, let's go. And for the distractions, you must cover the real truth here. Bro, you're the detective, bro. Yes? Whatever that may be. Survive Royal Strikers Tactica, and then thought maybe you would destroy 3 too. Yo, let's go! I've only played 4 and 5 in its entirety. I started 3 reload. Haven't had time to continue, but it was a lot of fun from when I played of it. If we can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. Utaba's great, so is Mitsuru. I have over 1k hours in Persona 4. golden, but... Truth of how you really died, about how the scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, let's see what I can do. Estella! Yo, thank you so much for using your Prime for 10 months. Thank you! Thank you, Estella. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's for Kazuma. We believe that he's still alive. And I need to see that corpse. Let me just be the coroner myself. I will determine if that man's dead. But thank you. See what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Nadahodo. So then, shall we begin? Yes. We should ponder first. As the victim who lost his life in the cabin was bolted shut from the inside because the ship turned. And when it has an abrupt stop, everything just tilts to the side, bro. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? And then someone also wrote on the thing there to frame us. I don't... Was it no accident? Oh, so it's established in the first instance. We were established it, haven't we? I feel like what happened, in all likelihood, it might not be the case, because we still have to go through this, is that he probably did fall. I don't know if he died from that initial fall, but he definitely fell. If he didn't die, he was probably real stunned out of it. Concussed, probably. If not, again, he died. They came in to look for the cat. Found him there. Or bonked him, bro. And then wrote that there. Because again, he died instantaneously. That's the only thing we know from his autopsy there. I tripped over the kit and that I climbed to his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Hold it!
Wait, let's take a step back. Doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contrast between the facts. It's Pavlova's story here. Okay. Evidence is right here in Cosmo's cabin. His death couldn't possibly been a mere accident because someone wrote the dying message. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruto. Time to present the evidence. Evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. Am I allowed to present this, or are they gonna yell at me? Bro. Instant death. So it would be that I'm hoping that it's put out the dying message.
Yes!
Yes! Truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this mattress on the floor. That script, it's Russian, isn't it? And even if he knew Russian, he still died instantaneously. Indeed it is. The word it means wardrobe. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. Again, even if he was, again, specifically writing it in Russian. Even if it was like for the crew here to find it. He died instantaneously, bro. It's a simple language. Could have picked it up very fast. That doesn't seem likely. It's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether you knew Russian or not. Sorry? What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. The reason why is clearly explained here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Oh wait, Acela, if you're still here, I think it was one of your friends who posted it as a reply, but that image was... That was the best thing. It was the best thing. Yeah, I did too. And it was so funny. It was perfect. It was perfect in every way. Oh, Liz. Look what in, Raiders. Saucy little raid. How was the Dead by Daylight? I was lurking. How was it? How was it? Shout out. We're going in, Raiders. I hope it was a great time over there. If you guys are not already following Liz, go check them out. Go check them out. I swear I can spell. Oh my god, your emotes are so good. Am I spelling this correctly? Yeah, go check them out. Go check them out. They're great. They're great. Play a lot of Dead by Daylight. Some Minecraft. Some Animal Crossing. Variety of just open lobby games. In that case, like in that sense. If you guys want to hang out with some games there. Always a great time. Always the best vibes. Go check them out. Go check them out. Of course, thank you so much for the raid. Hello everyone. I'm Rai, or Crisis or Chorus. We play a lot of RPGs and horror games here. Also a variety of other games, but I would say primarily as of right now, mainly those two categories. And yeah. I hope you guys had a great time. We're playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which is a you're a lawyer in this. Quote. I don't think we are technically right now though. We're a student. But we're studying. But it's more a detective game, and I love my detective games. They're so much fun. But yeah. If anyone needs to raid and run, please do so. Take care of yourselves. Go eat, go hydrate, go rest. All that good stuff. We shall be here with this game, and I think we're going to be streaming 100% Orange Juice in about an hour from now, which I'm also excited for. If you're not familiar with that game, it's like Mario Party, but like anime. But also, I think there is mini games, But like, I don't think they're in the regular boards. So y'all, it's also like, I think it was free a couple days ago, so it goes on big sale frequently if you guys are interested in that. We're at the end of this case as well. If anyone wants to avoid spoilers here. Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't have possibly written anything. Because he was already dead. I want to find that picture. Hold on. I just want to pull it up so people know what it is. Hold the line, everyone. Is it here? The caption makes it better. I won't bring it up, but I'll post a little if you guys want to check that out. Yeah, it's the kiss a homie in here. It's the best post we're talking about. That's so funny. So I just oh my goodness. Kiss the homies goodnight. They definitely kissed the homies goodnight every night as they were roommates for like several weeks. Every night. Honestly, I also am very confused because they definitely could have both fit in that bed. But he shoved himself in that closet every night. I'm like, bro, the door do lock. For phase 3. Yo, I'm excited to meet whoever that involves. He's already dead. So right now, our bestie is dead, we think, but also I haven't seen a body, so I'm gonna say he's not dead. I don't think he's dead until I see a corpse. We've seen a picture, and yeah. But we were stowing away because he was on a trip to England, I believe. And we were stowing away. We didn't have any approval to like go travel like that. So they definitely could just arrest us on those bases. And then also, there's the ballet girl here, who they could also just arrest for stealing, like, this treasure of the ballet. There's a whole lot of arresting that could happen right now. That's no reason either. But apparently he died on, like, he fell and died on impact, so he currently has a dying message there? So we're trying to determine how that would happen. There's something else we found in Mr. Sogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. What? So Susato-san has noticed it too then. Funniest message on the floor aside, is there something else that gives away the truth? Another piece of evidence that proves this is no accident. So from the first case, I'm just like, someone could just be murdered with our collar pin. That thing just looks like it has, like, knives on each point. Huh. One more piece of evidence that proves this is no accident. What? So that proves our innocence because we couldn't have left there. Yeah. Uh-huh. We have 5 tries. I could start spamming things. A strong blow to a single area. Is that it?
Yes!
Bro, you shut your mouth. I don't question you every single time you say something wrong. I think that you're starting to see nothing of the sort. There's evidence to prove it. There's no accident. Then what she'll be looking for in the tooth is one of 2 things. Absence of something you would expect to find at the scene of an accident, or the presence of something you wouldn't. I see. Oh. Oh, is it the other half of the bell? Because they obviously picked it up. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. It's starting to take shape now. There's clear contradiction to the facts in Miss Pablo's story here. Evidence is right here in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. Can you say that? I would love if they just said it was in the cabin that we're currently in. So I could just immediately be like, it was the other half bell.
Yes!
This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. It's a glass bell. The kid had it around its neck. We already know about that. We're gonna have when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. We already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, there's a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. I want to know if that cat's okay, because they haven't found this cat, right? That's really what happened. Then how did one half of the bell end up back here? Yes, I remember. We found the other half of the glass bell in the waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly put to the same conclusion. When Mr. Sogi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. That same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth in order to cover up their own guilt. Oh! Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Sogi's.
Hold it!
We're wasting time. Someone else is there? Of course, we know this. It was you! He's gonna point to us. What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted from the inside. There's no way in or out. Oh, yes. Yeah, how are we gonna say that it closes every time, like, the ship, like, abruptly stops? Because we don't have evidence for that. No. Only person in the cabin was you.
Yes!
Me, yes! It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. Bro. Can we go back to how Sholmes accused us of murder for, like, the first half of this entire case? No rush, and there's no way I would have left that message. I would have. There's no way you could have left that message. To be precise about the details. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor. An attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the broken glass. The bell had fallen on the floor. First, becoming evidence, it would show how Mr. Sogi really died. But why would that person have taken all the pieces of the bell away, leaving half behind? Plus, well, it's past 1 o'clock in the early morning, early hours in the morning. It would have been dark. A single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely cast any light on the floor there. Little wonder then, the culprit failed to notice a fragment in the of the tiny item. You will suspect me, don't you?
Hold it!
You're interjecting a lot here, sir. Bro, I hate when they say his full name! Steven Stroganoff. Okay. Nina is the one of the sea. She's the daughter of a strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went to join the ballet company. But before, she was a dancer on this ship. Remember the ship's band. You don't accuse ship's angel of being a criminal. Oh, so that's it. You say when the young student died that Nina was there in his cabin. That's not possible. I'd give my tooth. Well, that's most interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You were a great detective, you should know. With truth in the eyes, cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from the inside. No one could get into the cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. You're gonna tell me that the killer can walk through locked doors. No, that's impossible. Oh, he's right. Oh wait, I read about this in detective stories. People often tie a thread. Was she not the one who told us, like, no, they couldn't do that? A thread? Are you stupid? Bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These watertight doors is one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel, not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No. Of course not. I thought so too. Mr. Naruhodo suggested earlier so. And you told us no! What? How you shifted on to me like that? Seaman Stroganoff. Why did they make that his name? As the cabin door could have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And this very cabin. We can see the traces of the method I have in mind being used. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? A way to shut the bolt from the outside. One way to spring to mind, yes. Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means? Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen. And you keep erasing the evidence every time it happens to Sato. And we have. So do you do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Am I not allowed to present that? Hello? Is it not gonna, like, light up anywhere? I know where it is. I just want to make sure. Okay, we're good.
Yes!
Hey, yes! Look at the bookcase there. See all the books and things have toppled over? Must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very, very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown in reverse, the violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe. Yes. It's known as the force of inertia, acting on all objects. Is there nothing Sato-san doesn't know? Or is that that isn't in her book at least? Yeah, I know she's just like, I have this in my book. Or it's called the same force that pushed over all these books in the bookcase. Made something else in the cabin move. Dun, dun, dun. The bolt on the cabin door. Oh. Very obvious, just after the emergency stop that the ship had made earlier. We'd come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Sounds like Inspector Hosonaga. Oh yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the boat flew across and locked the door. Yes, it's made of metal, but small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of ineptia, if you want to call it that. Are you trying to say that last night Mr. Osogi was killed? Oh god, flashbang. This is Lydia made another emergency stop. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelf had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It's almost as someone had run their hand across the shelves and knocked everything over. Oh yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? Then we came into this cabin, and we're surprised to see the same thing here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Osogi's cabin. Oh my. Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Are you out of your mind? Say video made an emergency stop? Does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? As everyone's just like, I'm so out of it. Like, they're all just like, I've been dealing with, like, brain fog all day. And it's like literally everyone. Saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it is simple enough. Are you hitting the button in the passageway outside? Use to trigger the emergency alarm? Oh yes, of course. There's a notice, wasn't there, telling you only to press the button in times of emergency. On dark nights when the fog is dense and the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone, hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel, only the crewmen allowed to allow any crewmen to raise the alarm. So a button. One is almost compelled to press one to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait, it was you? It was you who pressed it last night? It's so funny. I just think it's so funny that all of these, like, the professional, like, the detective, the, like, the lawyer, but, like, not lawyers, are all just like, man, I just want to touch that. Emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As it did earlier today. Mr. Sholmes. Surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. No, my. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. Sansa was proud of himself. How dare you mess with the ship? I report you to the captain, you're in much trouble now. Now, I'm sure they all can wait until later. Let's not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. That also makes an emergency stop. The bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider... Yes, it all comes down to one thing. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Osogi, did the ship make an emergency stop? Or did it not? You were idiots, but it is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make an emergency stop, even in the middle of the night, there would be chaos everywhere. How'd she get aboard the ship then, bro? What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well... It's impossible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped the vessel last night? Yes?
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff. Yeah. It's your duty to patrol the first class area of the ship. Isn't that right? Yes, that's correct. Why? Ship's log here. This will be where you record the details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That's mine? Ah, you're rather careless, and you were left it atop the makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as a responsible passenger, we took care of it. I'm mine to return it. I left it there on purpose. That's where I always put it. The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances you write the phrase "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. From 2 o'clock last night until the first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing? That is... Yes, because nothing happened. If something happened, you would normally write "nothing to report," wouldn't you? Oh, we got him. Indeed, so which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Buria. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish! If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop had really happened, surely all of us would have noticed. It's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we had experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship's alert so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine anyone would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no. That's... good point. What of the throb? Yeah, one of it's our Ritz cream. Okay. Sorry. What do you mean? Your head, Matt. Throbbing of your head since the... Oh, yes. I have a headache. You're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today, and that applies to, like, everyone. Nor have I. And has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right, my head's been throbbing today, too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then, the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I'd already been dragged out of the wardrobe and had those handcuffs put on me. Why didn't I wake up when all this was happening? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes? Sorry. Bestowing class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Kazuma looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. So you enjoyed some of those whole roasted chicken dishes that were served yesterday evening, I take it. And then we were just like, yeah, we ate the entire thing because Kazuma didn't like chicken. He brought it back just for us. Because that's what the homies, the homies do, you know. Yes, in fact, I had all of that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh! Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. No! Really? Is that really true? We prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with the addition of a soporific designed to induce a steep slumber for those who had consumed it. A sleeping drug. Hold on. I need for my own personal cases here. Don't mind me. Soporific. And like, what would they particularly use to make someone just like fall asleep real well? Like what? What drugs are those? You know, if one could like get a prescription at all. If it's just like melatonin, then they should not be passing out like this. Oh, is there like no? That all it says is like, but I don't know what medications have this anyway. Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with the sleeping drug so no one would notice the emergency stop? Mr. Nanahoto, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. It's a far-fetched idea. No, that's exactly what he means. And it's probably because they knew that we'd have to be picking up, Hina here. Precisely. Missing every meal of every passenger aboard with this soporific drug will be certainly impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. Bum bum bum. Because they were helping her out. What? Mr. Sholmes! Oh, see. Sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew, and the captain himself, would be hauled over to the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade. Please, no more. I will tell everything. Huh? I'm gonna make problems like this for everyone anymore. Agreement of your former comrades, I believe. Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. Well, I agreed to help everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet. On the rush show, we wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You're right. We put sleeping drugs in the chicken. That's putting a lot of, like... I'm sure that Kazuma isn't the only person on this entire, like, ship that was a passenger that was, like, not fond of chicken. Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. And you ate it?! Yeah, we cannot make I'll make a drug. How do you say dissolve? Talk about heavy seasoning. And at midnight in the waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by a comrade on the shore with a small fishing boat. All the passengers in the SS Booty slept soundly, thanks to almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion. Well, that's what had happened. And when people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who just like chicken, and the newly boarded passenger. That means it would be impossible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Cosmo's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case. There would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. They probably locked their doors. Yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would have habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. So not one of them would have found it remarkable that their door would have been locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door in a ship, Robert brought the entirety of the vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You've talked a long time and said many things. What is the point? The point is, what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor, in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass and reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl. You like to speak with your long English words and clever ideas. But I'm a sailor, and the sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. Sailors like me, we trust only that what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I'm quite of the same disposition, my good man. Absurdity is everything to me. Mr. Nadahodo? Oh, yes. Do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt on the wind. What cry of guilt? Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes for observation is the base of all deduction. Oh my goodness. What are you talking about? Bro, I am on this man's side. Like, I'm on Sholm's side, and I'm like, he's yapping. I believe the time has come. For one final logic and reasoning spectacular. Oh, God. To expose the truth. So, I really like these portraits. These are like, I really like them a lot. So, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Solms? With observation, my dear fellow, it is that I said these two barricaders. Observation. If you remember, Mr. Nadahodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asogi's death, what you're looking for is a trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Precisely, you were delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night? Oh, psh. Oh, look at this. Some kind of stain in an unusual place. Yes, you're right. Looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken. Huh, ink. Good color too. It's clear where this came from.
Yes!
Yes! Let me check something. Okay, we have an extra hour to play Ace Attorney. Let's go! Seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Ah, yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain? What are you trying to say? It appears that the significance of this stain has been escaped your attention. See, why? Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of semen. And I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So Mr. Nadahodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves the stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is. Do I have directly the ink up in here? Or should I just be like, hey, it's this? This is the ink, right? Do we have nothing else ink-wise? Okay.
Yes!
Yes! Yes, it's the photograph, and the ink shows it. That's the cause of the stain on your uniform. Ink? A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ugh. The penny drops at last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body is written in purple ink. See on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color. The ink has been dry. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained the uniform in that way. Which means it must have been present at the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilled. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. No, you're covering, bro. I arranged everything in the dead student's cabin to make it look like the wardrobe man did it. I pressed the button to make the Bria do emergency stop and bolt the cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. Biff, please. Don't worry. Angel, let me do the talking. It was after 1 in the morning, and I was on duty patrolling the passageway. And our angel came to me. She was white like a sheet. If please, you have to help me. I went with her. The door to the cabin on cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student boy on the floor. What happened here? Please don't tell anyone. That is an insane, bro. Again, if I were to go out in any way, I would love to trip over a cat, and that'd be like my way. Like I don't. If I had to like choose any of these cases, I wouldn't like to. But also, cats and dogs and like pets in general just like walk under your feet. Everything that happened in this cabin is like the angel told you. Ken escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Osogi's cabin. Then he tripped over and broke his neck when he fell on the floor. Yes, that's right. Why are you looking like that? So after the incident, when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard the sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked. Again, is the cat okay? We have not actually seen this cat at any point in time. She opened to look and you already know what happened after. There's just one thing. If you wouldn't mind. What? I went to Mr. Osogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova. Was he already dead? Why? I told you. When he opened the door to the student's cabin and looked inside, I was asking Miss Pavlova. Well, Miss Pavlova? Yes, okay. Oh. Yes, that's right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Something nearly slipped my mind, Mr. Sholmes. This photograph. Yes, I took this myself, you know. Yes, you've told us many times, sir. Cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. Unfortunately, what unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are facts, there is one particular area of this photograph that seems unnatural. What do you mean unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Nodohodo? Oh, well. Kazuma tripped and fell. Some terrible stroke of luck, he broke his neck. What part of this photograph print seems unnatural? And it's not the dying message, right? We've already been over the dying message? Or is it? I don't see anything else that... It's the hardest part for you. Oh no! It's either the dying message or it's like closed fist here. Or the fact that he's just like sleeping peacefully, bro. He died good.
Yes!
Really fell due to an unfortunate accident. Then this fist just doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought occurred to me. Hey, let's go! In a fall, one's instinct is open palms flat. Here we are. You see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say. As though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? Bro, they won't let me see the body? I mean, they won't let me out of this floor, but... And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellows? Mr. Sholmes. Show us, please. Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? Oh! Her other earring? Oh, I'm actually glad that... in the way that he could tear off someone's earring, that could have been horrendously bloody. Oh no! Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Yes, you're right, a crescent moon. Very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing. I'm not so sure. The crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. What? Observation, Mr. Naruto, is the key. Oh, what? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Cosmo's clenched fist? Solidify clear last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does the little crescent moon mean? What significance does it have? And observe the final answer with your own eyes. Where's your earring, bro? The camera angle control is very weird. Am I clicking on your other earring? But you had the other one on just now. Why? I can't see it. Oh god. Oh, there it is. But I'm assuming they want the earring that already was torn off. No? Okay, they want the one. Okay, hold on. Let me get the back view again then. Oh god. Oh god. I can't examine. Okay, it came from the right ear then. Can I examine your right ear, please? Thank you.
Yes!
Yes! Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear. Even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it must be broken. What? Looking at your other ear. And it's a crescent moon. Ugh. I don't believe it. And then, like, everyone has that exact earring, and we're just like, ooh. It's not the case here, but that'd be really funny. The missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Miss Pavlova? Mr. Sogi must have grasped the crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. That could have ended so badly for you, bro. That, like, I just imagined it, like, instead of just, like, the missing earring, there's just a giant, like, tear in her ear because it got ripped out. Ooh. Oh. Alright. Perhaps just moments before you fell to the floor. In other words, last night, in Mr. Sogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. And the question is, why did Mr. Sogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during the final moments? Bro, my roomies are weeding right now. Oh, it's such a bad smell. Oh no. I wish a weed didn't smell that bad. It smells so bad. I can smell it through my door. Why did you pull your earring from your ear? Yes. Oh no. Angel? No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Ugh. Oh my. She just died. When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at the last in this cabin, and I could relax from this horrible long day. Darko, wait! I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried to wave her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darko would not come back. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. Young man from your country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to leave the man's cabin. Just a moment, sorry, but... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Ah. Of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, are you not? A Russian ballerina? Hmm? No, I don't know that name. Martin stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from the land in the faraway east know of a Russian ballerina? Yes, I saw performance in Japan. The beauty of ballet has made a deep impression on me. But, what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure that your ballet company is performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. So you've run away. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. He's gonna pull the cord. He's gonna tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? And then it happened. Everything at once. It's only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Dark jumped out of my arms, and down to the young man's feet, and... As he turned around to look at me... Oh! Alright, guys. No one ever have a bed frame, alright? We've learned that it will kill you. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. Oh. That's when you went to fetch help? From Steven Strogan. Who was on duty? I heard Nina cry out, and I fell on the floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at the cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Biff? If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go." Bro, she stole, like... like a crown jewel, technically, like a very, like, the prize thing of this, ballet. And then she committed murder and also, like, impersonated a, like, wanted criminal. She's doing all the wrong things. Oh, God. So you arrange things and cause this cabin to make it look like I did it. so that no one will suspect the passenger in the cabin next door. Yes. Once in the cabin, looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. Then I found a stowaway in the wardrobe, still sleeping. Right, that's when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway. I closed the wardrobe's doors and put back the strange paper sign. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Sato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged the young man's body into a good place and used the ink that was spilling onto the floor to write. Wardrobe. Tell me, what did the glass bell? It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. It was in the dark cabin. I didn't notice the other half. Then Angel went back to her cabin, and I finished the job. We're pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway. Yes. Accordingly, the SS Buddha did indeed come to emergency halt a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the boat into the cabin door to slide shut, creating a locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland because you were worried about that he was going to tell the captain that you had pushed him. Isn't that right? Yes, but if you had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Oh, that'd have been a problem. That's what he said first. That made me scared. What he said first? What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh. I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. Said an inspector was his friend. Oh yes, meaning me! Who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard! But you fell asleep, right? I thought if the police knew about me, they would arrest me. Bro, let me just tell you, they're definitely going to arrest you now. You're not- Bro, you are not getting off from this. You did so much. So before he could pull the bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please? Which just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Sogi really gonna pull the bell cord? I don't know. No, he was going to get a second opinion, so he was going to open the wardrobe, but he was going in that direction, so she just assumed he was gonna pull it. Ooh. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. If he told you wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done it. No, he was walking over to it. He was gonna pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not done yet, it seems. There's one more deduction to make. Another? Yes, what action was the victim really about to take at the moment? Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was, where the young man's gaze was directed? Oh, we know where his gaze is always directed, guys. Oh god, the flashbang. Where is considered the victim's location within his cabin? That's easy, I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in that wardrobe, but still. The cabin had been my home for this entire voyage. So this is how the cabin looked last night. Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that the simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. Bro, you're saying gaze a lot. Well, it's so close to Happy Pride, guys. It's always Happy Pride, though. So when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Cosmo looking at?
Take that!
Considering everything that had happened last night, I may have looked as Cosmo was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however. What was directly besides the bell cord? The wardrobe? The wardrobe? More importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? Man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Oh! Miss Pavlova, please think back very carefully. What were Sogi's exact words last night? Give me a moment, I could use another opinion here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Sogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh no! How many times has she said oh no? So hard today. Sadly, we cannot for the truth for certain now. It's too late. But wish you had made sure what Mr. Sogi was really looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova? I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done? And this, guys, is why you don't go on don't go on cruises, guys. I just wouldn't go on a cruise because, like, 99% of the time, everyone on the entire cruise gets sick in some way. No, it's a lot. Maybe not 99, but 95. It's just about everyone. The mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Buria. Let's finally lay to rest. How much time is she getting? She committed a lot of crimes here. Can I see your cat? Hey, Stop, how's it going? We'll be the first class cabin passageway. What'll happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police and Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to, get her back? Not too bad, let's go! Apparently the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort that all out. So Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She rise and now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seems stop. I want to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, about how you lost a good friend. I'll go with Nina and give myself to the British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosmo's death feels like such a waste, but Well, do you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Yeah. Well, I'm afraid you need a pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. Much that pains me. I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes, I did stow away after all. I can't really expect anything different. So you should get back to your cabin now. Get back to the cabin? You want me to, like, packing, like, rest in the room where my bestie died? So my study tour to Great Britain is over before we've even begun then. I think that only days ago, Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. Here, let's go sleep in there. It's like, oh, it's nap time. That seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Susato-san? Naruhodo-san, I didn't know that you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Dr. Hosonaga was just telling me I should pack, you know. I need to leave ship tomorrow and all that. Or we can impersonate Kazuma and go to Britain still. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Susato-san? He had such grand ideas for the visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now, we know the truth. And it was just an accident. Silly series of mishaps. It was not an accident! Bro, she deliberately smacked that dude over the head. What? It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Bro, you recovered so fast. You got, like, intensely beaten up earlier today. And you look fine. My duty was to see Asogi-san safely to Great Britain. But I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I'll do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now at least. Oh, huh? Surprised, Mr. Naruhodo? Goodness. What is the meaning of this? Why do you hold your hands close enough at all times for them to just do this? Like, I can understand, like, getting handcuffs, like, slipped on. But, like, that means his hand would have to be, like, that close at all times. For them to just, like, do that. Shuffling matter. Simply, that in my head, I should always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them. The balance seems wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? I decided to destroy them, for old time's sake, shall we say. You're a stowaway, after all. He thinks this is funny? Mr. Sholmes. Noel, hello, hello! Let me go check messages again. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. 9 then. Alright. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all. And it's a little late. May I offer my sincere condolences? The loss of your companion is truly heart-rending. but we will fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. You'll be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We'll get the return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. You remember this case? Was I at the Hong Kong airport? Like, there's like one airport that I've been at that was like so nice. What's going on? It's so nice. The Hong Kong International Airport? Yes, bro, yes. I only had a layover there. I was there for like 2 hours on the way, 2 hours back. So nice. We see the first two cases. We're at the end of the second case. Well, wait a minute. Are so goated. That was the best one. That was by far the best one I've ever been at. And I was the stowaway. But are you feeling okay now, Noelle? I know you had a lot earlier. The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. Well, it's gonna be one lawyer, one assistant. Was to be. And better. Rest today. Let's go! I'm glad you're feeling better. In the light of Mr. Sogi's unfortunate death. I'm gonna go wash up, yo. Safe washing up. I don't know. Yo, let's go. I'm glad you're feeling better, though. I'm afraid the study court can't go on any longer. Oh, no. I don't care for me. But... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. Require one lawyer, and the study work can continue, surely. There's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications attained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but... Anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes? Miss Susato? Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? Oh! You're not a lawyer! Unless... Are you studying law? Yeah. I'm not, but... Weren't we? I swear we were! I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it would work. As I said, there's still a month before we reach England's shores. I can't investigate myself. I swear we were like... What were we studying at that university? Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month to study. To learn what I must become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo? That's ridiculous! Are you suggesting anyone can learn all that in 40 days? There's only one way to find out. I'll rip my fingers to the bone, Inspector. Every single day. Will you let me try? If by the time I reach Great Britain I haven't learned enough to recognize as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. Why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma? He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I just can't let that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Susato? I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating? Doing rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest, give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character. And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From early hours in the morning until this very moment now, despite contending with the passing of his close companion, despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to report my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector. After all, I had to make a promise, didn't I? So that I'd do anything to make up for my shortcomings here. Thank you, Inspector. Bro, Inspector hasn't coughed in a good bit. Excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. To discuss what to do next and how to best make my report. Bro, his anime disease left? Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? I'll be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all. Thank you! And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this. What, me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. His name is Kaduma. It's a great sword, and that's been in the Asogi land for generations. Very well, I accept. I'll treasure it, always. So then, Miss Susato, seems we'll be working together for some time. It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And as for the next 40 days, I won't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. But, before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you two. Goodness, what is it? Please throw me to the ground. 3 times. Well, it's payback. She did it to you, bro. I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma's closest friend. Of course you would have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get to the bed of me. No matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me being a stowaway, and the cabin door was locked from the inside. No! I won't let me make excuses for me. What other circumstances, I should have never thrown you, not just once, but 5 times. Number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me down? Do it? Don't even think about it. No. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone my entire life. Very wise. Isn't it skill one acquires without considerable training? Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did you see that? Presume, it would be a form of Japanese wrestling? Oh, well, in a way. It's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of the ancient jujutsu technique. Apparently it's called the Susato Takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. Abigaling. I'm a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I'm a boxer. I wanted to go for the punch again. It's going through her head! Bro, he is hitting her in the face. There he goes, dancing around again. Would be so kind to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. Yes, I'd be honored. Let's not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Of course. Want us? Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Do it on him! Sorry. Goodness. As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh yes, arresting indeed. And this is what you term the Susato takedown? Actually, no. That was a Susato squash. My gray state of consciousness. A scene from the evening recently spent with Cosmo flickered in my mind. Karuma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. Can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than just a regular, surely. We also don't know how to use this. You know how to use this sword and we're just gonna be holding it, swinging around. Japanese man's sword is his soul, Yunosuke. I cannot be parted with my katana. Karuma guides me. Believe that. And tells the widow to slice evil in two. Not that you would need much compelling on that subject. There's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate if you seeing it through with me. Do we know what it is? Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. The important thing he had to do. I still don't know what it was. But I'm gonna see this place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. I can't wait until we meet, like, Jack the Ripper. Everyone just dying all over the place. No. And then the second chapter. Oh yeah, you already know we gotta save. So we're gonna be able to start this next chapter. I do not believe we'll be able to finish it in any like way, shape, or form. We've got another 40 minutes of playing today, this game. And then we have 100% orange juice. Which I still don't know if I'm streaming. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe. Oh god, we're in rain code. We're coming back up in here. Now if it's the same like answer as rain code, I would laugh about this. Yeah. Again, I really like how you can like chapter select here.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner.
Who's dead? Who did I kill again?
My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Anime.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
I'm so confused why we already have a
Railway
British
station or not,
accent.
I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
I'm just imagining them
And
hitting a
welcome
bump and those
To
suitcases
the centre of
flying
the
off.
world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
Ooh, oh, I like it in here. Wait. Okay. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. Could you imagine? You like go into like, this is where you have to like go and like present your case. I'd be like, yeah, there's a lot going on here. What an incredible place. It's so imposing, it's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. They've only been built in a few short decades since we've opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has a quite different impact. Wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice's office. Naruto-san? The Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time if the circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know we had already arrived in Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead we are here in a different capacity. As envoys, to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes? And having delivered their message, an envoy's duty is done. So we'd have to return to Japan. We want to remain here in Great Britain. As they Kazuma's place as a law student selected from a study tour. Yes, which means you need to you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer. Which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it's the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we were here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way we'll be able to remain here. I hope I'm up to scratch. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Oh. Could you imagine someone walks up to you and your first reaction is just like, oh. Just you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan? Hello, hello, how's it going, how's it going? Seems, 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Yeah, how's it going? Don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. It's okay, let's go. That's better than it could be. Glad to hear it. How fortunate. So, introductions. Are you doing good? Doing good! You're playing some Great Ace Attorney. We also got 100% orange juice later, which I don't know if we're streaming. We're having a collab night after this. But I don't know. I might just raid into someone we're playing with. If they go live early enough. I don't know if they will, but we're here with it. So, introductions. I am Mayo? I don't know. Mael? Strong heart. Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Go on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. The theme, the music right now is good, isn't it? It's been an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Yunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Yes, thank you. I don't know, this dude seems like he's going to commit murder. I don't trust. Just look at the naughty books. Okay. Packed together on these shelves from the floor to the ceiling. The books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream. Yes, a very bad dream. They're not all about British law either. They are books about the judicial systems of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland. What, Russia? Why do you ask? I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think? I think perhaps it's a thought to be abandoned. Large chair. Must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble. It's more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me. Oh my goodness. I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo. It feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home. It's made of bricks and stone here. I know. This feels overbearing. Is this some kind of clock? Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. Those gears are larger than anything you'd find on a steam locomotive. It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? Are we not looking at a clock tower? It looks like we are. Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they? I'm not sure you can fiddle with the cogs that size. I'm not what you'd call a boy. Still, it's amazing how little noise the cogs make considering how large they are. I was thinking that. I was actually just thinking, like, it should be way too loud in here for us to have any sort of conversation. There's just something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. Do you want me to present my badge to you, bro? So, yeah, it's like so quiet. Yeah. Lord's name embroidered on the inside here. Look. Kazuma Sogi, so his band, of course. He had his heart set on this study tour in Great Britain. I'm sure he would have found the truth he longed for here. But he lost his life before he even had the chance to see the place. I have a strong sense of his hopes and dreams when I look at this armband, though. Yo, did you see the corpse, Ryunosuke? So what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, well, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's something splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. He's prepared every revolutionary new technology. He's huge, he is. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there. Everyone's so jolly and full of vigor. Yes. There's much excitement about the great upcoming Great Exhibition that we'll be hosting here in London. Great Exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It'll be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history. I'll make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. You're a husband. Right. Which number husband is it? Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Money! Thank you for the hydrate, thank you! And if you do so, say so yourself. Sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it's fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. Mr. Kazuma Sogi, if I remember, he serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report of the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. It's amazing, the news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. You're honored, you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. We're in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. Tell me, you Japanese people are of protocol and a courtesy. Yes, yeah, that's true. Just with some regret that I must inform you that the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madam? A study tour. Mr. Naruhodo, here would like to make a proposal. What do you know? Well, bro, this dude gonna like try to kill me later in this, or like the next game. There's 2 games. Bro, I don't trust him. This is it then, the moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. Then as Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart. I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Mr. Sammy, misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. Without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Bro, he was ready to, like, stab us with that cane. Only a single lawyer was invited. That was Mr. Osogi? At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo? If I could ruin things here if I'm not careful, what am I gonna say? There's someone else from Japan who could be described as a lawyer. Actually, it's no one. It's me! It's me. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer? I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused. But glossing over the details. I'm spending every spare moment of the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all British law and court proceedings, as well as aboard the SS Buria. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you also must complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short of a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Osogi's journey has only just begun. Coming here on the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry it on. This might sound like I have an overly infatuated opinion of myself. Inflated opinion of myself. But I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you can set to me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry. Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It's 31 seconds long. Not too brief. Not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for the entertainment. Huh? Let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? So you intend to do everything Mr. Osogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter fact in there? Very well. You have your wish, I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer, whether you pass or fail, is entirely down to you. Really? Test. So what form will a test take, exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an app trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as of yet, so this be welcome news. Today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask what sort of trial it is, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial. Oh, yeah, that's my specialty. A murder? An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. It's easy to say. I should mention, just in case, the defendant is found guilty. He will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. Oh! Oh! My god! Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much into your short sea-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We'd be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice and I've decided it's acceptable. You can't do that, can you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, I'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. It's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What it will be? Do I agree to this absurd test? I will do it. Alright then, if I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work. That was too slow. So as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. Test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east. This conversation's over. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for your offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo? I'm sorry, Miss Susato. What could I do? It's alright, I understand. You do? It's not easy to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. Resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What should I say, madam? I think what Mr. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd be recognized as a lawyer and staying in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at trial so trivially is utterly forgivable. I would feel the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, but as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, a particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Oh, wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else? 12 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, there should still be time. You'd have said that. I was quite serious in what I told you. Defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there is only one possible outcome. You'll receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. That's awful! But it's the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope. So, What do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man on these circumstances. And I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh. Our time here's up. I have a meeting to attend. Must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So venture into the great city, enjoy yourselves. Bro, that man must micromanage everyone in existence. He's gone. Old Bailey. If we're gonna do this, Mr. Naruto, we must leave at once. Okay, I move. February 18th. Like immediately. This is when we first arrive, huh? So we'll probably have time to meet the defendant, like that person we're defending here. There's 50 minutes before the trial begins. Never knew horse-drawn carriages could be so fast. Thought my teeth were gonna rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Gets our destination in 5 minutes, driver. And there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from Sherlock Sholmes' stories, and it worked quite perfectly. Not sure what you're so pleased about. Thought we were gonna die, and we had to pay gold. Well, at least we arrived before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. Court clerk said the defendant should be here. There's no sign of him at all. So this is the Old Bailey. Even the room for the defendants wait in his grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. Feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're going to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to ya! Oh no. What are you guys doing? Follow me here. Things are fair desperate, aren't they? Sorry. Would you like those expressionless faces? From the East, are yous? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan has it right. Say no more. So how much do you need? We're just here because... Explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name. And all the while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually... haven't found a place to stay yet now. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. When I start by giving you 1,000 guinea, say nothing now. 1,000? Please, Mrs. Hato, you don't have to shout. 1,000 guineas is... It's enough to build an entire mansion. What? It's nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I find enough wealth to buy the city of London or 2-3 times over. Can that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we cannot possibly accept such a large sum of money. Oh, hit me in the eye. Oh no! Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you, no strings attached. I'll be waiting for you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, it's a little embarrassing. Trial's about to begin, you see. Don't trust already? So, we have to prove him innocent. So he 100% didn't do it. That's the thing. Trial's about to begin, you see. It's good, as for me good self here. I'll be at the dock. So now, I want you to do. Just come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me. Nothing more. I mean, he does it. He seems shady. I agree. Trial's gonna start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it's true. Lord Chief Justice wasn't making it all up. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you are the defendant in this trial? Bluster and blazes, do you not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? No, sorry. We've only just arrived. I see. Suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Just next to Hyde Park, there in the center of London is a beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? It's called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers and the spring and singing birds and whatnot. Donated to the city, so I did. An entire park in central London. A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city. That's amazing, I mean, really extraordinary. But now they the gall say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me! What's the matter with the London police, I ask you? Oh god. Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Nadahodo. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves. While the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Oh my. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we do our best. What I was saying... What was I after saying? I give you 1,000 guineas to stand up there to me. Well, yes. It's really offering to stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry. I know Noelle's not here, but since we're not going to get to another character, and he said that his husband shows up soon, I'm just assuming it's this guy. This Chancellor of Fellows claims to be more money than the Queen. That's true. No why the Blazes can't he hire the finest law in all of England? Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Well. Not at all. Not at all? Although, it is a little strange, to be honest. You don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry, did you just say Reaper? I, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Baroque Van Zykes, Baroque. Van Zykes, the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper. When Van Zykes stands people in the prosecution, they call the accused the sacrificial lamb. What the? To this day. In every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused have been damned. What? So it's reached the desperate situation. There's no one willing to stand in for the defense against the fellow at all. You'd say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord... Brooke? I think Brock? Van Zykes. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor, then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed! What on earth? Defendant summoned two in his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. Trials that begin. His counsel? That would be me. Oh, 'tis time! Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here. I made up my mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made your appearance, a student of law. Wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I assure ya. 'Tis fate. Don't get cold feet now, please. Honestly, I think that's a perfect place to leave this since we're playing 100% orange juice now. I think that is literally the perfect place. So we'll be fighting this dude next time against the Reaper. That sounds absolutely lovely and definitely bodes well for us. I'm gonna see if anyone we're gonna be playing with is already streaming. 'Cause 100% orange juice is kind of hard to set up streaming with. For me personally. They're not live. Why? Alright, who do we want to raid into real quick, guys? We won't be able to hang around. But we will be... I know that Lenore's streaming. So I'm gonna shout out Lenore. You guys want to hang out with that game. And Noelle also might be streaming. Noelle was here before. I'll do this shout out. And then also Riddle might be streaming. I'm not sure if Riddle's streaming. I know they were up in the air on that. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us here today. I appreciate you. Shorter stream. Tomorrow we'll try to do a longer stream. We're playing Tales of Berseria tomorrow. And no stream on Saturday. And then we're back on Sunday. I'll try to let you guys know what we're doing next week. Tomorrow. Thank you guys again for hanging out here today. I'm excited to see where this case takes us next time. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, thank you. Sorry for a bit of a shorter one. But again, we'll be here tomorrow. Is anyone live? Did anyone go live in this time frame? No. No. Alright, who wants the raid? Mekon's live. We haven't raided into... I don't think we've ever raided into Mekon. Mekon's one of my VTuber siblings. Make sure to check out all my VTuber siblings. They're all great. They're all great. Send love over there. Mekon am I? Ian. Okay. I will try to remember when I'm typing that in. Mekon am I? Ian. Yeah. Send your love over there, guys. Again, we'll be playing with the Cult Gang on their channels. I believe Noelle's also streaming, so Lenore for sure is streaming. I think Noelle is streaming. I don't know if Riddle's streaming, but make sure to check them all out regardless. They're all great. Highly recommend them. Always have a great time with them. We collab with them about twice a month. If we're like collabing with people, it's typically them. Always a great time. Great friends. Definitely check them out. But yeah, we'll see you when we see you guys. Take care. Bye guys. Bye-bye.